Alright, minor disappointment. I did a lot of work on the armor, and apparently somebody else has got it, and they're not here. I don't know how that works. I repaired some armor that... Oh! I didn't mean to fall through the hole! That is not... I missed this. I did not intend for this to occur. Oh, great. I fell into a trap. Oh, I hope I didn't miss anything I'm gonna need later. At least that primal's dead. Whoa, man, that is ridiculous armor. My God, that gun did nothing. Oh boy, there's a lot more out here. Hey! All right. 2 dead. Two deceased. I don't need any of that anyways. I'm beginning to like the auto mechanicals versus the animals. Alright. Nice thing about the auto mechanicals, other than the flying drones, they're nice and slow. They don't move, just keep hitting the heck out of them and you'll be fine. I hear animals though. I swear I hear animals. I'm assuming, oh, this is how I was gonna come down. Alright, that explains that little piece. Except now I fell through the hole and I'm already down here. How did anyone have trouble with these robots? They are not very good at their job. Alright, looks like
Mr. Lowe was awfully messy, wasn't he?
Mr. Lowe is a nut job. Messy is probably his best quality. Because he's insane.
Especially after I've gone through so much effort to see Gorgon rest in peace. Why do you insist on waking it up?
At this point, I'm just in it to spite you.
But Gorgon's been a ruin for years and years. You think they've been here the whole time?
Yes. Overrides into this manufacturer lockdown. High priority. Pursuant to last week's incident, new securities are in effect. All lab personnel must tidy their workstation at the end of their shift. Close and lock all drawers, safes, closets, vents, lab doors before leaving the day. Well, we know Dr. Lowe didn't do that. All visitors must be accompanied. Furthermore, all laboratory techs accompanying a guest who has not received certification in either self-defense or hand-to-hand combat must also be accompanied by a member of the security team. Confidential information must remain as such. Do not discuss the nature of your work outside OR inside the lab. except to warn peers of immediate dangers such as fire, chemical spills, or suspected corporate espionage. All laboratory tests are isolating themselves until further notice. All laboratory techs found fraternizing in groups of 2 or more are found speaking with the same person more than once will be remanded to Spacer's Choice Human Resource Re-Education and Reallocation Department. Finally, unless you are actually physically sitting in the interview session pre-approved by me, do not speak to a fucking journalist. Well, I wonder who they're talking about. Same person we're probably finding all these recordings for. Jasper! I'm talking to the volunteer data Marion sent over. You were right! The current formula is resulting in alarming outcomes, even by SC standards. Spacer's Choice standards. Yeah. I'm just going to say, Pry and I performed a handful of species on this week's deceased. Oh, autopsies. I can't read worth a darn. A handful of autopsies this week deceased and made a few notable observations. In one case, that of a young man in his early 20s, was noted a degree of gray matter loss one would expect to see on a man of 70. His brain has also something to a shocking extent. I assume get small. Again, as one might expect of a much older man. In another case, that of a woman in the Middle Ages, the subject was no longer able to achieve natural sleep. After 11 consecutive days of wakefulness, she was no longer able to distinguish her violent hallucinations from reality. Yet even as she spiraled, she demanded additional injections. I was sure our last tweak would reduce the insidious of the violence among the volunteer population. We might attempt to further refine the compound through parallelization, though I'm doubtful it will be effective. I don't even know what the word is. Violence aside, I'm growing increasingly concerned by the habit-forming nature of the compound. What do you think, Oli? Let's see. This is from, I guess, Oli. The material we work with are dangerous and will result in permanent injury, disfigurement, and madness when handled for extensive period. Therefore, all laboratory personnel will now report to the project physician, Dr. Pry, for monthly physicals and psychoevaluations. I do this out of abundance of caution. Schedule your first appointment immediately and notify me when you do. I have access to your medical records, so I know when you skirt. Do not make me drag you to his office myself. Wow, they even have your medical records. Jeez Louise, these guys are cruel. I think I left out a bunch of messages. There we go. Outgoing message. To Ambrose. What do you think? These days I try to think as little as possible. Thinking is a dreadful habit, which leads to self-awareness, which leads to resignation. It's true that the current formalization is resulting in alarming outcomes, but not, I think, by Spacer's Choice standards. Spacer's Choice standards are low. You report 11 consecutive days of wakefulness, and Spacer's Choice sees 11 consecutive days of productivity. You report on an inability to distinguish violent hallucinations from reality. Spacer's Choice is going to try to push us to turn those hallucinations into phantom images of company logos. You say the compound is habit-forming, and Spacer's Choice is going to see that it increases in the demand of our never-ending supply of exeunt waste. Ugh. To be serious, yes, the compound is absolutely habit-forming. Addiction correlates with dosage, and dosage size is intensively proportional to enrichment quality. Long as the corporate asks us to keep our doses minimal and controlled, there's a reasonable chance we can improve the enrichment process to filter out some of the dangerous side effects. That's going to take time, a lot more time than corporate realizes. Jasper. Let's see. Return to root. Messages. Archive message. Oh, there is actually one in the archive messages. Usually tells me they're all broken. Effective immediately, Herbert is no longer an employee of Spacer's Choice PR&D division. His body has been forwarded to chemical waste dump for processing. Mr. St. Germain was saboteur sent by a rival firm to disrupt our vital efforts. It is only thanks to our swift reporting of one of your essential colleagues that Mr. St. Germain was prevented from causing any significant damage to our facilities, intellectual property, or staff. I understand that Mr. St. Germain was popular around the Gorgon campus for his genial and helpful demeanor. That's because he was a spy. If you encounter any similar friendly staff, alert members of security team immediately. We are shifting all of Mr. St. Germain's remaining tasks to other laboratory technicians. Finally, anyone caught visiting his grave or discussing his departure will be remanded to Spacious Choice Human Resources, Re-Education and Reallocation Department.
Since we've been traveling together, we've visited a lot of places that set my teeth on edge. This here makes my skin crawl.
I've seen negligence and greed and incompetence run rampant over this colony. But this was evil.
Let's see. Something went very wrong. Nope. About what I expect from Spacious Choice operation. That's pretty close. I'm sure no one meant this to happen. You remember the guy who was running it, right?
You really gonna try and pin this entire catastrophe on one person, Cap?
The folks down here dedicated their lives to fixing Halcyon. They were supposed to be the company's best and brightest. How'd they lose their way?
They were pushed to impossible by people who weren't accountable. You said it, Spacious Choice, best and brightest. What we're talking about. Actually, that's pretty good. This probably didn't start out this way. This place is a wreck. Who cares how it happened? Yeah. These were pushed to impossible by people who weren't accountable. Message!
That might have been enough for me back in Edgewater. But after all we've seen of Halcyon? Captain, someone should have said no.
No wonder Minnie's trying to clear her name. This kind of disaster is liable to stain a family for generations.
That's why we're helping her as long as she shows her gratitude. Let's get the journal before we jump to conclusions. Yeah, because she could have been part of this whole thing. If you think about it, somebody was giving these people these directions. Yeah, I want to see what else this investigation digs up. She may be having us investigating it so she can cover it up because someone killed the man. And what did he find before they killed him? Now, then again, with what we run across on this dang place,
Night falls on Gorgon.
anything's possible.
Though I suppose it's always dark here in the void. The lab is empty, and I am at last alone. I'm preoccupied with thoughts of the single-celled xenocytes that make their home here on this rock. These primordial creatures persist despite the hostility of their surroundings. No, they require adversity to thrive. Perhaps that's why our bodies react to theirs. There is a harmony in us. The law didn't craft us for the void, yet we scrabble across its cold worlds, building, persisting.
I'd have hoped a smart fellow like Mr. Lowe would know better than to test his super drug on primals.
Against all odds, we live. But for how long?
Alright, what's this guy gonna be like? Shit, where'd he go? There he is. Got that one. Alright. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Me.
I was afraid that guy was going to be ridiculous. So maybe those that got out were also tested already. Great. Just great. Oh, these were the little guys, too. Oh, Lord. Wow. He's got sprayers hooked up there? Oh, man. What were these guys doing? No wonder it's trashed the place. Holy moly. Too bad you can't break some of the environment up. That would have been cool. All right. Well, that's this room. I'm gonna do a real check of the other journals. I'm gonna see if there's anything I'm missing in this building. So I'm gonna be right back. All right. By the look of it, I got 2 more things to do in this facility somewhere. So let's take a look here. We got hey, I thought I got his secret weapon. Oh, I'll have to do that. Let's see. If we look at the map here, oh, not codex, the map here. Today we're going to try to find this one. So we're going to be going there. Which will slow down our investigation a little. If I can find the exit, I had it a second ago. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Alright, we've cleared out these rooms. 60 meters. Oh, wait, there's... That's the door we've been through. We've been through that door. Well, that's a column. That ain't gonna do me any good. Uh-oh. Another big door. Looks like automechanical space. Oh, nobody here.
Gonna be a relief to see the stars again. This cave's making me all jumpy.
Well, don't know. I hear stuff, but I don't see anybody. Oh, wait, there seems to be a way over here. There are definitely creatures about. I can hear them. I just can't see them. I'm betting it's those dogs.
Oh, smells something awful. Poor fella had his outpost set up right near the trash.
All right, the adventures of the Acrobatic Excelsior Extremist and the Colonies Beneath Torture, issue 4 of 4. Oh, I'm doing it out of order. A comic from the classic Exterminator series, tragically canceled after a brief 4-issue run. Describes it felt upon the comic spine is the word enter. After narrowly escaping the clutches of Nefri's agent Biff Hardman, great name, wounded hero, Excelsior has heart in turmoil, a broken pet, PET, and no time to rest because the ancient colossus slumbering beneath the crust of the prison plant in Tartarus arises and hungers for flesh of thousands. As the colossus lay waste in maximum security penitentiary, Excelsior's nemesis, Hardman, returned to haunt him. Now, Excelsior must face the two devilish foes at once, and as lava encroaches on all sides. Excelsior's odds look grim, and a chance lightning strike ignites Pet and gives Ace Exterminator a fighting chance. Will our Moscato hero slay the giant, or finally mend his broken heart? Alright, that's awful. That's just freaking awful. That was an awful story, read by an awful, awful reader. What does this say? Beery Sharp's data pad. I hope everything's alright down there in the chem lab, waste processing ravine. I know I get a little smelly. What's with the garbage and toxic goo pits and all? So I just want to make sure you're okay. With Virgil's blessing, I've prepared the revised schedule outlining the remainder of the package production cycle. You note that your propellant solution is blocking Virgil's completion of the package metal casing. Uh-oh. Would you maybe be able to come up, visit me so we can go over the timeline in detail? I'm in the little office outside the top level exit from HIA. Can't miss it. Let me know. I'm here to help. Marvelous Moscato of Excelsior. All right. This is crazy. Well, we've got corporate chaos, total disregard for human life, and experimenting on the local animal life population. This game is crazy and corporate greed has gone amok. Well, we'll pick this up later. Till next time. If you like these videos, hit that like button and please subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Later.